and I'll buy you as many whores as you can eat.
Okay, well, that's not something I thought a Uruk-hai would ever say, but welcome back to Middle-earth. We are playing the Dawnless Days mod for Total War Attila, and we've got a what-if scenario. What if Isengard, instead of attacking, or actually, what if Rohan, instead of defending Helm's Deep, they decided to make their stand at the capital, Edoras. So Isengard is, of course, on the attack, but another what if Gondor actually showed up? So we have some Gondor forces aiding the Rohirrim. So this is going to be a lot of fun. This was a great battle. Really cool moments for both sides. And this is already starting to pick up here. So let's check out the armies. So for Isengard, their rules were that they could bring 30 units of troops, max 4 archers, max 2 pikes, and max 1 artillery. So you can see that they're bringing a lot of solid infantry, and they're bringing some catapults, which is definitely going to make this defense difficult. Well, on the other side, Rohan and Gondor, the rules were pretty similar, but by the way, I'm playing as Rohan. We were only allowed 20 units, and you can see our armies right here as the Rohirrim clash into the first wave of Uruk-hai. We were allowed 20 units, max 4 archers, max 1 artillery per team instead of per player, and of course max 2 pikes. So those are the rules for today's battle, and this one's already starting off here pretty quickly. I always love to defend the outer walls. I don't like to give them up, so I'm putting up a little force here of axemen. I do have some swordsmen as well coming over, and the reason I'm doing this is because I want to make sure that I'm making use of these towers. Also, Gondor is in position, ready to hold the walls. So I'm just making sure that, we hold these, we maintain these, because you might not think that these towers get a lot of kills, but they really do. After a long period of time, they do a lot of damage. You can see, look at that. Did you see that shot right there? Really pierces into their ranks, and it adds up. It's like having an extra archer unit. So we want to make sure we keep those intact as long as possible and really make Isengard bleed for every foot of ground they take. So while that's going on, let's go check out the other side. So Isengard is split. And by the way, we have sallied out. We do have a small force. Of course, I'm Rohan, so I gotta bring some cav to the battlefield. So I have 2 units of, and this was a bit of an accident. I didn't know that they were horse archers. My bad, because they show up as shock cav in the army roster, but I guess technically they're shock cav, but they do have the capability of archery. But they're the retinue, horse retinue, and then I have my general here, which is King Theoden, who has sallied out to bring the fight to the enemy. And we have another famous character here. We have Aragorn. Where is he? Oh, there he is. He's crowned in all. So this is after the defeat. But yeah, he's got his king wear there. That's pretty cool. I kind of wish he didn't, just because this is the era before, he's crowned king. But yeah, so we've got a little cav presence, but they did a good job of kind of waiting and watching. He's got some crossbows, and these guys can really, if they can get some solid hits, if they're in a good position, don't have to move, they can get some great hits on your cav. You got to be careful of these guys. So we're going to be patient here and just wait for an opportunity to strike. But I see this path is a little bit more open, and I do see that these archers here are they have the potential. I have to really run a great distance, and he has a lot of infantry that could react. But if he's not paying attention, or maybe I make a play over here that makes him focus on the fight here, then I could send in the cav. That is my mindset. But Gondor is sending in some axemen to support the fight. You can see it's starting to get pretty hectic over here, but we're still holding down the front line. We're still trying to maintain order. We do have some archers and Helmingas back here. I also believe I have a famous, another Helmingas here. So I'm just trying to hit the guys in the back mostly. So this angle right here is really good. Hit these guys where their armor isn't as strong. Really chip away at their numbers. And that's all we're kind of doing at this point. We know that we're not going to hold here forever, but we want to make them bleed. We want to make sure that we really slow them down, because that's the other way. So there's two ways we can win. One is utterly crushing them, or two, the timer runs out. So they have 60 minutes to take this settlement. By the way, you see that artillery? That's the trebuchet. Look at the positioning of this trebuchet. It is all the way up here. Has yet to get any kills. I think that was the first shot. So it's way up here, and that is just like, that is a mortar strike. That is just really far. And that's pretty cool what the trebuchet can do. They're not super accurate, but they have great distance. Here I've got some guards. I'm just wanting to protect my men from getting outflanked. And there we go. I'm going to meet them. And I think at this point, I make the play. Yep. The spears were a bit of a distraction. So I actually just decide to charge into this infantry. Because this is a shock cav, after all. First and foremost. Because... And then I'm keeping them at bay. And then this is where I go for the kill on the archers. This is a huge play. Because archers can really... tack up a lot of kills, and we want to make sure we have some sort of advantage. They already have the advantage in gold and numbers, so we want to try to get an advantage, and that of course is us trying to win the archer advantage. So here we go, a nice hit right there, but I didn't want to stay too long, because if you notice over there, these are crossbowmen. The crossbowmen, they make me more terrified than the bowmen, because they can really shred heavy armored units. So we just charge in here. I'm going to go ahead and exit this view. And I just keep my cav locked in. Unfortunately, we don't break the Uruk-hai archers, but we do a considerable amount of damage to them. And so I'm just going to leave this shock cav. I know they're shock cav. They're not melee cav, but they're fighting archers. And I don't want to retreat, because I'm afraid these crossbows would just fire at me as I fell back. But on this side, I have fallen back. The spear or the shock cav that basically initiated the charge and kept this unit, busy. So we've fallen back. So I'm just leaving my cav in the fight. Thankfully, Isengard has not reacted quickly to this cav attack, so that's all very good. Another thing I wanted to note here is that we kind of did a pro versus noob sort of scenario here. We had the better players on defense, and you might be thinking, but you're on defense, Apollo. How can that be? Well, these players said they weren't very good, so that makes me the pro. Okay, no, so that's why they had a much bigger advantage, is that we're trying to kind of overcome a challenging. There goes the artillery shots, but yeah, that's why we were trying to overcome a much more challenging scenario. But really, at the end of the day, we were just having a lot of fun. Shout out. So I just want to do a shout out here of all the players who took part in this, and also everybody who was hanging out in the lobby. It was really fun to just like goof around and just hang out and play this battle, and people were, getting into it and stuff. It was a lot of fun. A lot of fun. So I actually do get my cav out of there. I completely forgot about this. I assumed I'd leave them in there to die, but I'm actually going to retreat them, and they're kind of stuck in a dead end because I don't think I can get past here. So I just decide to go back and go for another vulnerable target. So while that's going on, the infantry has won on this side, and soon they're going to start breaching this ramp up to the next tier. And you can see we're starting to lose our grasp, our front line at this initial defense. Over on this side, it's a much more smaller scale battle. You can see we're holding them back in one area, mostly Gondor. Got these cool, I love Gondor, they're so cool. Gondor spear infantry, some axes, some retainers, and I've got, yeah, these are my retainers. So they're pretty good, the retainers are pretty good. But yeah, we're doing a pretty good job. We're keeping them, but now keep in mind, he still has a lot of reserves, and he has artillery. Look at this. Artillery coming down, it's so glorious. Oh, good hits right there. Really good stuff. And now we've got some axemen coming in to reinforce. And Yeah, so over here, I feel like they're making more progress. Oh, here we go. Here comes my Cav. Here comes my Cav. I do one. See, this is why I misremembered. I do one more charge into these crossbowmen. And I think I'm also charging. So he's got some infantry kind of detached from the main force. So I'm just going to charge in and do what Rohan does best, which is charge in Cav. So I'm just going to leave him in there, and already we've got one unit breaking. The other White Hand Stormer is at 109, so it's going to take him a little while to break, but Theoden, I'm just going to leave him in the fight. He's a melee Cav. He's really good. He's got a special ability, too, that makes his stats stronger. So I'm going to leave him in the fight and just let them keep going. I think I saw these crossbows over here and thought about charging them, but I figured they would react quickly because he knows what's going on here. Aragorn's just hanging back. Let's head back over to this main fight. You can see we still got some remnants of troops holding back, and they are breaking some Uruk-hai infantry. I do believe that we did a lot more damage to this Isengard army. Still healthy, relatively speaking, but this army is mostly untouched because he's taking a slower approach, a much slower approach. I do have some archers, and so does Gondor with... Oh, he's got Faramir. Yo, Faramir is on the battlefield. Hold on, I gotta show you. That's so... I love that they can... There he... Yep, there he is. I think. No, that looks like a generic... Yeah, it's... No, look at these guys. That's a generic. I was like, wait, no, Faramir's more handsome than that. Come on, where are you, Faramir? Take a bow. Oh, no, I don't think that's him. I don't know. He's one of many of the Athelian Rangers. He blends in. Oh, no. Everybody looks like Faramir. Oh, there he is. That's, oh, yeah, that. I mean, definitely, he kind of has, like, zombie eyes. Got to make these a little darker blue. But, yeah, it looks pretty good. Anyways, I've got... Erkenbrand. There he is. He's not in the movies, but he is in the books. He's actually the one, if I'm not mistaken, he is the one that shows up with Gandalf in Helm's Deep to save the day. Eomer in the books is actually fighting in the fortification. Erkenbrand is the one who shows up and helps Gandalf with all those Rohirrim reinforcements. Anyways, not to get into too far into the lore. Isengard over on this side is doing their damage. And this is where we need to slow down a little bit. We lost too many troops. And honestly, I exhausted a little too much ammo. I was really hoping to do a lot of damage to Isengard at this point. But unfortunately, this is not exactly turning out to be... It's a pretty even fight. So if you look at the kills, so we have 5,000. They started off with almost 9,000 troops. 8,700. They're now down to 6. We're down to 3. So it's pretty much even. I think we have a slight edge, but that is not good enough. We need a major edge. We need to be crushing them. We need to be, really making them pay for the territory that they have conquered. But here's the thing, guys. Isengard is one of those factions that all their units are so good, So at the same time, even though we haven't killed a ton of their men, we have exhausted their men. We have weakened their men. So I feel like we're going to really get most of the kills and the higher kill potential at the end of the battle rather than the beginning, which can be different for other factions. Some factions have more lower tier units, and then they save their high tier for the end of the battle, so you get more of the kills at the beginning of the battle, where Isengard, yeah, sure, they've got weaker units, but all their units are very good. So this is just a long battle of attrition, and we just hope that when it comes to the end, they start to lose, you know, they start to lose steam, and then we start to rack up more kills. So my cav was victorious, and they've barely lost any troops. Well, this one's lost 9, but now we're gonna go in and clean up the onager. Even though it's out of ammo, we just, you know, casualty counts, you know, we want to get as many casualties as possible. And here's the broken Uruk-hai who I have defeated. So these guys were getting trampled. You can see there's very few horses and many dead Uruk-hai. So that's very good right there. And we take out the onager. Good win right there. But there's really not much more we can do here. Most of his army's inside the city. So now it's the time to get back in the city. And this is my strategy here. This is a big moment in the battle, guys. So as you can see, Isengard has overwhelmed our position. And from this position, Isengard has 2 entry points. Well, technically they have 3, but I don't think they're going to take it. They're going to mostly go down this road and go down or go up this road, right? So over here. So what I'm thinking, and this is what I'm trying to strategize here, is that I want to set up a trap. I want to set up a spot where they're focused in fighting, because all the roads funnel into this main road. So if we can get them to all concentrate their troops, what I'm hoping is to take my cav, get them back through the gate, up the road, and I might be able to do a surprise hammer and anvil. That is the goal, you know, anyways. So I do have a unit of swords here. I don't think I'm going to use them. I'm just kind of keeping them here. I don't know why, but eventually I just I kind of wanted to put up a defense here on these other roads, kind of like here and over here. But the thing is that we don't have enough troops. So we need to fall back and narrow our choke points. We need less choke points, right? Because we just don't have the manpower, you know? So we got to try to concentrate our forces and again, tire them out. And we're also keep note, their attack is pretty slow right now, which is playing to our favor. So at this stage, I think we're so far behind in kills and total number of troops. We're playing for time. So we're really going to try to make this painful for them to advance and get more ground and kill more of our troops, or try to get to our capture point, right? Because that's how they can win. They could either crush us or take the capture point and hold it for like 2 minutes or whatever. So we're playing for time. So we're just trying to slow them down. And the fact that they're kind of taking their time here, because right now I feel like if I was Isengard, you know, it's always easier said when it's done, but I would really start pushing a lot of troops this way so I could get behind this force here. It's a long path, and I think that's why I kind of kept these guys here, because if they did try to do that, I would cut them off, and then I could send in the cav. So it's tough, and maybe that's why he was hesitant. You can see my cav, they need to hurry up and get inside, but again, if they sent like 3 units this way, I would have held them back with this unit and then charged them with my cav. He could have had a unit kind of watching the rear or something to prevent the cav charge. So there's a lot of options there. And same thing over here. This Isengard army is just kind of taking their time. They're setting up their forces. They're probably thinking about their attack and what to do, you know, that kind of thing. But I'd get going. I would get going, because that is where your strength is. The infantry. The Isengard infantry is so terrifying. They may be only a couple days old, but dang, they are terrifying. What is the lifespan of an Uruk-hai? For me, I feel like it's like really short, like a dog or something, like 15 years. You know, they're kind of like a high energy, pure muscle, just expires quickly kind of thing. I don't know if there's anything in the lore about life expectancy of an Uruk-hai, but I can imagine them being like dogs, like 15, a good 10, 15 years, and then they expire. I don't even want to say die, because they're not even alive. They're scum. Anyways, this Isengard force is making a move. And so he is going to go for my retainers, which should be back here. But why are they up here? Well, again, I'm setting up the cav charge, which my cav is now on the march. I don't think he sees it yet. He has sent forward some depleted units to destroy this tower. Good for him. That's a smart move. And you can see my units are starting to waver here as he does some good cycle charging. I don't have the luxury of doing that, so I just have to keep my troops in the fight. And these men are going to give the ultimate sacrifice here for the glory of Edoras. Let's hope that they don't die in vain. We will find out in 35 minutes. So yeah, it's still got a long time, but this is a cool moment right here because we're about to spring a trap. And here we go. I'm actually charging in. Why? Well, I got an extra unit to help us out. The reason is I don't want him to set up defensive units. I want him to kind of panic here and countercharge. So I'm going to try to get these guys stuck in. And this is kind of cool, traveling through these houses. My cav is now, yes, going in for a glorious charge. Ba, 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 da, 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 da. This is awesome. I love this kind of play right there. Now, to be fair, the Isengard player sent in his weakest units. They're still good, the Uruk-hai Raiders, but they are considered the weakest infantry for Isengard. But nonetheless, this is a win for us. We utterly crushed this unit of infantry. And now I'm going to probably take the cav and help out over here because it's not so... The king is fighting here, so he's going to put up a good show. Yeah, he's going to put up a good fight. The king, how many kills does he have? He already has 260 kills. And this Lancer Cav has 237. So they're doing pretty good. We crushed one. And I'm setting in reinforcements because all I'm trying to do here, I'm not trying to make my stand here. I'm just trying to break these units before reinforcements arrive. And here comes, ooh, here comes some artillery. We've actually gotten pretty lucky from the artillery, mostly missing. They have destroyed some of our buildings, and there goes some of the trebuchet trying to fire back. Good target there, going for the pikes. Nice hit right there, all the way. This is crazy. Look how far back it is, all the way back here. Also helps that it's uphill, and you know, it's got the height advantage, so it can. I just want to kind of see if we can get another shot here. He was very selective about what he fires at. I also like he has a supply wagon, which helps gives it more ammo, essentially. Oh, there we go. Look at that. Look at this shot. Oh, this is ridiculous. Oh, man. Oh, man. Oh, a nice charge in the rear here. I didn't even remember this. King Aragorn. He went with a nice charge and did some damage. I guess that makes sense why he's... Okay, so you guys might have already wrote this out in a comment about why he's in the king armor. Well, if you're going to play as Gondor, technically during the War of the Ring, he's not associated with Gondor. So he would be with, like, the Bree or something, which is, I think, Third Age Divide and Conquer. That's how they do it. But he is obviously the king of Gondor, so yeah, he's got to be the king. Anyways, doesn't matter. So this was this was my attempt to try to repeat this. It's kind of one of those tactics where once it happens, it's hard to do it again because the enemy knows better. But I'm just going to set it up, and just in case they might forget or something. Man, I got to watch this artillery again. This is awesome. Here we go. See if they fire again. They're kind of aiming off. But this was... I don't know. This was just so bizarre. It was fun to watch. Come on. One more shot. All right, we'll come back. Maybe we'll get lucky there. But, yeah. So, we're kind of waiting here. And I saw that the general was over here. This was really deceiving. So, right now you can see all these units, but at the time of the actual live play, like playing the battle live, I could only see the general. So it looked like the general was very vulnerable, and I might be able to get a charge off and possibly get lucky and kill the general. So I'm seeing that. I'm like, all right, you know what? I'm going to run down this path. I don't see these guys at all. They're just hidden. I guess the terrain just makes them hidden. And there they go. They're running. And look at this. I see this and I'm like, oh no. I charge into spears and I instantly turn around. So that was a huge blunder right there on my part. I think I was so focused on this area. Like I told them to just charge this way. I saw that too late, but I do react fairly quickly. We get out of there and I do retreat my infantry out, and then we're making a full-on dash to get the heck out of here because the walls are closing in metaphorically because Isengard is pushing. But I tell you what, guys, I do get a little bit, you got to get some charges off because once we're closed in to these narrow roads, it's going to be hard to get the charges. So I'm just trying to get a couple hits. That's what they're good at. That's what they need to be used for. We get a little hit there. We got 285 kills with the retinue, and we've got 349 with King Theoden. What a stud. But again, guys, we're playing the long game. We're playing the long game here. We're playing for time, and there's only like 29 minutes. They've got to defeat us in 29 minutes. And they have a lot to fight through. But this is where the battle gets really interesting. You're going to start to see combined arms come into play. You hear that voice crack? Combined arms come into play. You're going to see archers, artillery, infantry, and pikes all working together to try to push us back. And vice versa. We've got our pikes. We've got our archers. So it's going to be fun to see how this plays out. I want to see, I feel like he's going to use the trebuchet soon here. And looking at the kills, we've caught up a little bit. Oh yeah, he's turning. Turn the machines! Turn! This would be like so difficult to turn. I love these little logs they turn on. That's so cool. It's a little detail. It's nice. Look at that. It would be crazy if one person in the back picks up a log and moves it to the front. And it just like continue like that's, I mean, this is good enough, don't get me wrong, but hopefully like if a new Total War is good, that's the kind of detail I want to see, of just like troops picking up logs, moving it to the front, rinse and repeat. I guess that's a tough one. That's a tough thing to animate. Here we go. I feel like he's gonna go for it because Isengard is on the push. Well, it looks like he's gonna take his time. Wait, he's moving it again. I'm doing some cav charges down there. Hold on, let me slow motion this. I'm doing cav charges down here. Like I said, I'm trying to make the most of my shock cav before I get all stuck in, you know, and charging cav is not going to be as possible. So I'm charging in, I'm doing cycle charges as he advances because he's not sending up spears. So I'm trying to make the most of my shock cav, which now has 371 kills. So I really got a lot of kills, nearly 100 kills from charging, cycle charging into his infantry. And that's the kind of stuff we have to do if we're going to turn this battle around. So Aragorn is in the back here. You can see he's got 184 kills. He's also kind of doing the same thing, doing some charges, keeping them busy, trying to prevent them from capturing this little capture point, which is going to give them some bonuses. The infantry have begun their main assault. Their main assault of our defense. Our front line, I should say. You can see archers in the back. And we're holding here, too, because we got an arrow tower to support us. There's a lot of arrow towers along the path that are going to give us some great support. And did I miss it? Okay. We're going to try this again. I don't want to miss this because it's so cool. So I think he's just trying to get this a little bit closer because he's just out of range. And I think he's going to go for the targets over here. And look at the carnage left behind by my cav. This was the remains of that cav charge, which is pretty cool. Let's head back over to this front line. You got archers still using their ammo. I think I have some archers that have some ammo left over, but they just exhausted it. So, yeah, this is Erkenbrand. So we tried to chip away at their archers. They still have a lot of ammo, which is going to be a major concern. So right here, this is a cool moment right here. So I decided to set up my swords on the flanks here. And I told my ally, retreat, fall back your men, let them chase you, and then I'm gonna just encircle them. So that is the plan. So there he goes. He falls, and the best thing he could do is probably just not engage. And I thought he was going to do that for a second, but then I see him charge forward, and I'm like, yes. All right, let's go. So this is how we can kind of turn this battle around, by just encircling him. Nice counter charges. And get the Fountain Guard in there, too. I think he's going to move the Fountain Guard over to the front. So that was a cool little play right there. He's going to send up reinforcements. Already we've got units breaking, but there's a gap right here that we should be taking advantage of. So I'm going to send my swordsmen forward to try to use that gap there. The trebuchet are... Oh! They're firing, but they're using standard shot. Look at this thing. Look at the distance, man. So I think he's hoping for more accurate shots. That's why he's not using fire. Here we go. There's the charge through the gap. And because of that, I'm able to cut the reinforcements off. And then that provides more opportunity to get more flanks. So I had a couple options there. I could have pushed through the gap and attacked one of these units from the rear. But I decided to just go for the Berserkers because I didn't want them to counterflank. And this is going to provide an opportunity for someone to go in there and actually flank her. The Fountain Guard are kind of doing it. I'm sending in Erkenbrand to just reinforce this line. And we just want to break someone here. I think I'm isolating. I'm singling out this Uruk-hai infantry, so there is a bigger gap. Now, this is great. This is a great play by Isengard here. This poor unit of retainers got absolutely focused by the Isengard archers. And that's exactly what you need to do with these archers. If you see a unit that has its back to you, focus them down because... Uh-oh. That was a weird pause there. Focus them down because you will chew them out. You will chip away at their numbers. That was smart. So unfortunately, I lost a unit in that maneuver, but I still think it was a net positive because we took out 4 or 5 units fairly quickly. In fact, we took out that entire flank. So now we just have to focus on this, and there's still a lot of troops left. But we brought them down to 3,500. We're at 1,500. So more than double our troops. So it's going to be a difficult struggle. But again, we're playing for time. We're playing for time. Now, again, with the mindset with my cav here, I'm trying to use them proactively. I'm trying to use them aggressively. So I see an opportunity here to break through, once we kill these berserkers, to break through and use my cav to go down here, up the ramp, and potentially getting some rear charges. It's not going to be easy. They can easily defend the rear if they're paying attention, if they got their pikes in position. There's not much I can do, but I gotta try. I gotta try to do something. I do see that he has his artillery crew. Thank goodness they're out of ammo. They only got 21 kills. Like I said, we got really lucky because their artillery did not get that many kills against us. So that's all good stuff there. So I'm going to go and just take them out. Again, these are small victories that don't really add up to much, but they do add up. So this is like a +1 to our victory by taking out this onager. You know, so yeah, you might as well. And I'm just racking up kills for Theoden. Oh man, look at him go. Theoden's angry. Theoden's angry. We're going to take them out. I've got more cav coming over to support. I think I did a rear charge on the berserkers with my shock cav there. We took out the berserkers. They fought to the bitter end, as berserkers do. And now the infantry continue to hold the front line against the Uruk-hai. And the arrow tower continues to get more hits here. Oh yeah, the arrow tower has been taking fire damage. Interesting. I think it took fire damage because the nearby building was on fire. But as you can see, Isengard is well aware of my cav flank. They have sent forward some spears accompanied with crossbows, which would just destroy my cav. It would just utterly crush them. So I decided to fall back. This unit came back. Like, why? You're an onager crew? Like, honestly, what are you gonna do? I mean, I guess you can fall into the ranks of the infantry, but just go home. Go home, GI. Yeah, so they're gonna go back, they're gonna go home. We're gonna go back to Isengard, defeated and sad. And here comes my fresh reserves. I'm just gonna throw them to the front because obviously they're only at this point attacking us from one spot. That's huge. Because now we're down to less than 20 minutes. Less than 20 minutes. And we're looking pretty good. We still have a decent amount of troops. Not a ton. I believe the artillery got a couple more shots. It has 137 kills. That's pretty good. But, oh, there goes another shot. Ooh, nice. It landed some hits there. I don't know. I feel like it's better to just use the fire. I would just kind of aim generally in this area and just hope you get lucky. But I'm keeping my cav over here. Again, if an opportunity arises, I can quickly maneuver my cav. I don't think anything's gonna happen, but it's just good to have units in a good position so you can strike when the opportunity arises. But oh, this is funny too. Oh my gosh, I gotta show you this. So Aragorn, oh my gosh, he had something in his head. He's got something in his head. What is that? I think it disappeared. Anyways, he retreated Aragorn outside the city. So what Isengard does, he moves in a unit and captures the gate. So Aragorn has been stuck outside Edoras. He was waiting for a unit to retreat so he can sneak his units in. But unfortunately, only 2 men, I believe, get through this gate. He's only down to 11 men. Look at this. What the heck? Aragorn just slicing people. Oh, no, that's his bodyguard. Where is Aragorn? Where is he? Did he make it in? I think maybe he did. I don't know. But, like, look at these 2 men. They're completely cut off from the rest of the unit. So I think I eventually tell him, like, hey, just get into the captures. What the heck is going on? What the heck is... Aragorn! He's got something in his head. Anyways, they are going around. I guess they're going to go all the way around to this gate, but this gate isn't ours either. So I have no idea. This unit is completely bugged. And they're just so lost. Unless, oh, you know what? He's going to go through this breach point here. Yep, that's what he's going to do. Okay. Anyways, the fight's still raging on over here. We got some pikemen. This is definitely a problem because we don't really have an answer for the pikemen. Oh, no, we do. Good job, my Gondorian ally. Preserved some ammo. And he's got some... Oh, he's got Faramir. And he's going to probably focus down the pikes. That's such good news because if we didn't have this, they would break through. They would break through so quickly. There's Faramir. He's like, wait, man, get into position. Here comes my cab. I'm retreating my cab because he has set up some troops here. I think he's moved up the crossbows to try to get Faramir. He's trying to protect his crossbow or his pikemen. So this unit is now dismounted and capturing the gate. So good job. And I wonder, what about Aragorn over here? Because he is going through the breach, which is extremely dangerous. Where is he? I don't know. Did he sneak in? Or did he go back? Honestly, I don't know. I don't know. That unit's so glitched. I was just out of curiosity. I wanted to see, like, if he was able to sneak inside the city. So this is a smart move by Isengard, setting up reinforcements. Because they want to attack us on many fronts as possible. And we have done a considerable amount of damage to the Isengard pikemen. 154, heck yeah. And this is where I'm going to try to get another charge off here. Actually, you know what I'm trying to do here? I see this bridge and I'm like, maybe I can sneak a cav unit over here and then get a rear charge. But the cav would not go. I don't know if this is an actual pathway. I don't know if you can actually go down it. Because they just wouldn't, see, they wouldn't go down it. So I was like, forget it, not doing it. They don't want to go down that path. We're just going to retreat and reform. I was just trying to get creative. What I was hoping is to set up a front line here and then have my cav charge in. But I doubt it would have worked anyways, because all he had to do is plug this gap with one unit. But it was worth it. I was trying to get proactive. I was trying to get creative with the cav, just because we're in such desperate situations. But at the same time, oh, good job, Arrow Tower. At the same time, we're playing for time. We don't have to kill them. We just have to slow them down and make sure we have enough troops. But thankfully, we've got Fountain Guard over here. They have 238 kills. Fountain Guard are absolute beast. So as that fight rages on, Aragorn has regrouped. Oh, that's it. Yeah, he dismounted his unit. Since he dismounted the unit to capture, they've completely separated from their horses. So I think this unit is forever going to be dismounted. So that's unfortunate, but they're still in it. Aragorn is still in it. He's somewhere. He's somewhere. He's going to try to help out. Here we go. We get a nice charge in here. Trying to countercharge the berserkers. And he's going to charge in his White Hand Stormers. Heck yeah. Beautiful. More infantry pouring into the front line. And so looking at what we have left, I mean, we've got depleted archers and infantry here. I've got two healthy units. Got my cav. That's about it. My Gondor ally, he's committed everything. He's got archers. He still has ammo. He's got to exhaust that ammo. Got to exhaust it. Keep firing at the pikemen, because we've got they have 133 left. So yeah, just take them out. This arrow tower is doing work though. Doing absolute work. And we are starting to break some of the White Hand Stormers. So this front line is holding. And they're starting to run out of troops too, but they do clearly have a lot more reserves. So I don't think we're going to win this through total domination. We're only going to win it through time. And since they did take their sweet time attacking the settlement, there is a chance. Dang it, there is a chance. Here comes another unit of White Hand Stormers. Excellent. So we really look at them, and this is kind of at the point where they start to panic. This is definitely the point where they are greatly concerned, because they realize they only have about 10-11 minutes to take the settlement. So if they don't get their troops in the fight, even though this is not ideal, even though stacking up your units like this can be a negative thing, at the same time, he's trying to get as many swords in the front line so he can chip away at these sturdy Gondorian sturdy Gondorian forces that can, even when depleted, can put up a great fight. Same thing over here. We're still trying to hold. And this is where we plan our next line of defense. So we're going to set up a force here. I think I'm going to put both my swords here. There is a path that you can take all the way up here and around, but it's not that obvious, and it will be fantastic for my cav. Just keep that in mind. Keep that in the back of your mind. Both sides are just throwing whatever they got, picking up rocks. You know, they're just both exhausted, fighting for Edoras. Fighting for the future of the people. There we go. More breaking coming in. Oh, they took the tower down, and that's... I mean, that's a big deal. It might seem small, but that is a huge deal because we lose that archer support. We lose it, so... But we are breaking roughly 3 units in that front. Over here, we're doing some damage, but... Look at this, Axeman versus Spearman. Oh no! Ew, orc trash. He's going in. Let's see. Oh, revenge, like that is for my brother. Bah. No man flesh for me. I want to get up for man flesh. Looks like he's doing push-ups. He's like 1, 2, 3. Bleh. Dang. Oh no, he's not quitting. He's gonna come on. Come on, Ooglank. Ooglank. Whatever the heck your name is. Bleh. Come on, one more time. Yes! Get up, soldier! Oh, he's on his knees! No way. Get up. Ooglank. 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 No, Ooglank. Wait, he's going again! He's going. Oh, he's reaching. Oh. He's done. He's done. Ooglank. Ooglank is done. Well, that was cool. I mean, I have seen units fall and get back up. I half expected that the third time when he got on his knees. I was like, no way. Ooglank is getting back up. A nice little archer barrage there. Definitely glad to see that. He's trying to break them. He's got these crossbows. They're going to be a major problem. Oh, major problem. We're trying to hope for a chain route here. There's only about 7 minutes left in the game timer. So, artillery's coming down. Dangerous, but there's mostly enemies over here. Here comes a fresh push of troops trying to create a chain route. They've got to be so frustrated by the lack of wavering. These men look like they're just going to fight to the bitter end. And where's Aragorn? Aragorn is rallied. Yeah, he's still alive. He's like, I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm tired. Anyway, so he's gonna wait, obviously, because there's not much he can do. Oh, and he's broken through. He is broken through, and the archers are fleeing. The Athelian Rangers trying to get to safer ground. I go ahead and retreat my cav to set them up for a flanking charge, hoping that they do not see this. I'm hoping. And now they're gonna flank. Oh, smart play. Smart play. But these units are pretty much toast anyways, but still, it's gonna speed up the process. Here comes the charge. Let's get a nice cinematic view of this. Delicious. Oh, just utterly slaughtering them as their defenses were focused elsewhere. And there you have it, guys. Our second wave defense has fallen. And now it's all down to the third wave. But There's 5 minutes left. And here comes Aragorn. Aragorn's going in and he's battling. Aragorn! Look at him. Oh, he's... Come on, man. No, Aragorn, no! No! Oh, no! Aragorn. Wait, he's not... He's got plot armor. He's got plot armor. He's like, just a flesh wound. Just a flesh wound. Get the heck out of here. Oh my gosh. Get it. Come on, Aragorn. I gotta see this. This is too funny. Come on. Oh, there we go. Wait, I want to make... Yeah, okay, now he's faking it. He's faking it. He's not dead. Don't worry. All right, that was hilarious. I mean, that was a stab to the throat, and Aragorn's like, no biggie. I'm still in it. I would have been like... I would have fled in terror. I was like, oh, these are swords. These are... I don't know. They're wizards or something. I would be terrified if I saw a man get utterly stabbed. I mean, like... Sword go through neck, through spine, into the dirt, pulls out, blood everywhere, and he just gets back up and keeps fighting. I would be done. Anyways, we got to hold for about 4 minutes here, guys. And I see that he's moving units up this way, but he decides not to. And check this out. There's a play right here on these crossbows. If I move right now, I could charge these crossbows because they are open to attack. I don't know. He might not realize that I can charge down here. And here we go. I'm going to charge my infantry here because I'm trying to distract him. I want him to focus on this fight here. And then here we go. It's like a ski sled here. It's like a ski slope, I should say. And we're going down. Like an avalanche coming down a mountain. Everyone was dying. Anyway, so yeah, we're coming down the mountain. I hesitate there for a second, and I saw he's moving up his crossbows. I'm like, does he realize I'm coming this way? I think he does. He gets a good volley there. It does take out... I can't retreat now. I'm committing. I'm in this fight forever. We're good. Theoden, charge! Theoden charges. Yes, he does. So, nice little fight there. And I'm going to retreat and reorganize. I've set up the trebuchet kind of got in the way here. But now we're just playing for time. So I'm going to retreat my general out of there because obviously I don't want him to die. Our Gondor ally has perished. He is no more. So it's up to me with a handful of troops. We got to hold out for like 2 minutes. 2 minutes. That's all it's going to take. And we can win this. Hold out. I guess the scenario is that someone shows up with reinforcements, you know, at the timer. But it's not looking good. They're charging now they've realized they can go up this hill. Maybe they always kind of knew. But I'm going to keep my cav up here because I'm probably going to have to charge down again and just try to get some kills. Theoden has 400 kills. And this retinue horse has almost 400 kills. So together they have a total of 800 kills. It's awesome. It's 300 against 2,100. So yeah, we did not do the best here on trying to chip away at their forces. And now I'm going to retreat my infantry up the hill. I'm going to charge my cav in one more time for glory because it's a sword unit. Actually, that's a spear unit. Yikes. That's right. We do some damage. We do some damage. So a nice little charge. And they're going to cycle charge and they're going to retreat. And we've got my one sword unit. I got my one sword holding back a big force. And I'm trying to buy time. We got to hold for like another minute or so. Holding them back. Can we do it? Can we hold back Isengard? Because our lives depend. No. All my units decide to break. They're tired. They're done. And Isengard has taken Edoras after a grueling battle. But guys, that's why Theoden went to Helm's Deep to defend and not Edoras. So yeah, really fun stuff, guys. This was a great battle. A lot of cool moments. Good artillery, good cav charges, great strategies with the infantry, good cycle charging from Isengard. Let's end the replay. Look at the results. I want to give a shout out to the player. We got Angelic. He was my teammate playing as Gondor. We got two Pyre, Topior. Sorry if I butchered your name. And then we have Phil Anderson, who's his ally. So yeah, one of my units got... Oh, that's right. This is a unit that did not fight, but I didn't do great. Honestly, I should have brought more cav. I think if I brought more cav, I would have... I just didn't think I would have so many opportunities, and I did. Then we got Gondor here. He did great with his infantry and his archers. His archer... Well, I got almost 300. But yeah, his archers did really good here. So we did our best. We did our Aragorn. Let's see, did all right. He did all right. So, but yeah, here's the kills here. It's not going to be as many because there's less of us. Saruman getting 3 kills. Oh wait, they both had Saruman. Okay. And there's Lurtz over here too. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. This was a lot of fun. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. We are like 10,000 away from 1 million, which is so cool. Appreciate the support, guys. Hope you enjoyed. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today, and I'll see you in the next one.